going on, guys? Josh from In Effect Hardcore here. I'm hanging out with Jesse and Shane of the band Slashers from New York City. They just played the Skate The Foundry in Philadelphia, and it was pretty wild. Pink ribbon abound.
It was a timeless situation, indeed.
It was a story for the ages, that's for sure.
All directions.
It was beer cans flying, pink ribbon soaring, and Gorilla Biscuits cover even, and that was pretty rad.
Yeah, studded vest, punks sliding.
Yeah, so that kind of brings me to my first question for you guys. When you're out touring, because you're a self-described hardcore band, and you are skateboarders, which lends your style of music kind of to punk rock and like skateboarders. So how does that kind of stack up to against traditional hardcore venues and hardcore audiences? Do you guys find a lot of crossover, or are you guys kind of happy with where you're at?
We're lucky to have the skateboard thing going because you can't fake that, you know. And skateboarding and hardcore has gone hand in hand since the golden era of hardcore, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of that and it's we're I don't know if it's hardcore or punk or thrash, and
thrash.
we all play in other bands also that our influences bleed into this, and everyone's a real musician and is really into it, which is different than other bands that we've all been in.
Skateboard though.
Yeah, it's skateboarding and music and friendship.
That's beautiful. So being that you are skateboarders, when you're out on tour, you guys hit up skate parks and stuff, and sometimes I imagine that you incur injuries. One such incident was 3 minutes after you guys showed up tonight, your guitar player slammed and split his chin open and had to go to the hospital and get it sutured. So and then it came open during the set and he was bleeding everywhere all over someone else's guitar, which was pretty rad. Yeah. So when you guys get hurt on tour, you just kind of play through it, you just kind of suck it up and you're like, oh man, I got a rolled ankle and I gotta play drums tonight. How does that work for you?
Suck it up, and unless it's really serious, you know.
I think so far so good. We're
older. We know our limitations. We
know how to tuck and roll. So I think our shoulders are all fucked up. But as a bassist and guitar player, everyone protects the hands. So you do this. So we'll hurt one day, but not when we have a show. So yeah. Yeah,
for sure. So you guys are currently touring from Philadelphia down to New Orleans. Previously, you've done 2 tours. You guys have been a band for 2 years, 3 years? Year and a half. Okay, so less than I thought. And you've been on 3 tours now. 2 out west, 1 on the East Coast. Tonight was your first date of the East Coast tour.
We've done some New England dates.
Yeah, we went to Maine and played Rob Sock, Low Card Party. Cool. That was sick.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. So being that you guys are in the skate world, you've had the chance to play House of Ands. And when you played House of Ands, you got to open for Pennywise and Sick of It All. Yeah. What was that like for you guys?
We knew it was going to be awesome, but it was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool being asked for a rider, and I guess we should have asked for
green M&Ms for everybody.
But we should have asked for more because they easily made our demands available. We were maybe we should have gotten that naked picture of Betty White.
That's pretty rad.
Apparently Pennywise picked us to open.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So they're
curated.
So they were aware of you guys and were you kind of got the nod from them. That's sick. That's really rad.
Sick of it all. Obviously, I'm from New York, Yonkers 914, and sick of it all.
Say no more.
We're homies with my college roommate runs Vans, Chopper Dave, and
shout out Chopper.
Chopper Dave.
What's up, man?
For real. But a bunch of bands were thrown in the hat, and Pennywise and Sick of It All were them. I'm amazing.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah,
sure.
They're the coolest dudes. Nicest guys.
Awesome.
Treat us real well.
So on one of your tours, you guys said you did San Francisco down to Los Angeles out west, and then another time you did Seattle down to L.A. Yeah. So when you guys were out there, how do the crowds I know you've only played Philadelphia on this tour, but so far, what are the crowds like when you guys show up? Because your brand of hardcore punk almost is something that has a little bit more edge, I think, to it than a lot of the skate punk bands that are out there. So how do crowds usually respond to you guys in places where they may not be as familiar with you?
I think that usually in a venue, a proper venue, it's it's always fun, but it's a little more chill because people conform to venues. They're it's walls, a skate park. Everyone goes to the skate park and they you skate the park, but when you get to skate the street, you can get weird. So tonight was a free for all fun event, and anyone can show up and just have fun. Yeah. So when we play all ages shows, love all ages shows, and the youth is where it's at.
We went to all ages shows.
Yeah. So it's kind of I don't know. That's how I feel. I always feel when we play shows that are set up this is a show, do this, and you're it's fun always, but when it's at a random warehouse, and like anyone could show up, and like just people's kids, like different generations. It's amazing for me.
We've been very fortunate to hook up with great bands out west too, man. Like,
True.
good network. Like, I can do hella shout outs right now to all the bands we play with, and we've all been in other bands and
Thanks for putting hella in there.
lined up.
Very West Coast of you. Clearly, they've been to the West Coast more than once.
In the Bay. I did some time in the Bay.
When we do Boston, we say wicked good.
Yes. So you're punk rock chameleons. You just kind of wherever you're at. We'll use. You gotta start saying John when you're in Philly.
Care. Punk rock don't care.
Yeah.
So what can everybody's like looking for new music these days? You guys have a full length on the way.
Hit us up. Labels.
Yeah, they're label-less right now. So check out Slashers from New York City, and if you dig their sound,
ULP.
That's right. If you run a label, you got a distro. Hit these guys up. They're looking for somebody to put their record out. Cool.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, sweet guys. Thanks for playing. It was an awesome show. It was sick.
Yeah,
Josh,
super
Chris,
fun.
In
Super
Effect
fun.
Hardcore.